Hey everyone, welcome back for another live draw. I've got the spider queued up here. I'm going to be doing it in colored pencil on this black. It is, ooh, that's loud, isn't it? This black paper, drawing paper by Fabriano. And I'll be using Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils, my little bitty white one. I've got another one over here ready to go, so we'll see how this goes. And yeah, let's switch over to maybe this one. And I assume you can hear me. If you can, let me know. I'm going to resize things a bit here. Okay. So yeah, I was going to do this in watercolor or gouache, but I decided I'm going to use colored pencil this time. So I'm going to, I think, and play with this a little bit, just in kind of the orientation of it. And I'm just trying to get the outlines here in first. So once again, just, if you're drawing this, if you're drawing something else, it's all good. The whole point is to sit and create. I'm going to change my audio setup here. Maybe I'll turn down every time you can hear the glue. There we go. So let's get these highlights in here early. And get a sense of the eye. So I'm going to, because I'm on black paper here, I'm going to be putting in a lot of white and then coming on top of it with a different color. It's not super smooth paper. Maybe I'll zoom in a bit. So if you can, let me know that you hear me okay. Everything looks good on my end. So I'm trying to be mindful that, the spider's head is a bit of a tilt here, so I've got to make sure that when it comes to the eyes that I'm going to respect that. I'm going to have to go much larger with this eye. That bottom of that eye is halfway on this eye. Cool. Hi Tabitha. Hi JC. Thanks for joining me. So drawing a spider, a jumping spider, I would say this one is. And doing it in colored pencil. I hope everyone's had a good week. that creaky. That's the glue in the binding of the book. Every time I lift my hand, it makes the little sound. I need to set this up, I think, so I can tweet about it. There is a feature that will automatically send a tweet of this. I'll do that next time. And I'm glad the scheduled event works, because that's a way for me to, I think, notify more people that something good is coming. It's hard drawing this because I'm trying to draw it for the camera. So that means the paper is quite oblique to my eyes. Like I'm actually looking probably at about a 30 or 40% angle down at the paper instead of it being right under me. So I feel like in some ways when I finish this, you have to view it at the same angle. So I just want to get these eyes done. And that'll set the stage for everything else here. The four eyes. Like the tops of the small outside eyes are almost in line with the top of the big eyes, but the bottoms are kind of end halfway on the diameter of the eye. I'm exaggerating the tilt a little bit more just because I think it's a bit more fun that way. More of an inquisitive spider. I've drawn a few of these in the past, jumping spiders. I really find them interesting, and I was in another Twitter space and somebody said, "Oh, Mike, you should do invertebrates." So I went to spider. So I'm going to round these eyes out with some black. Next time I'm going to do digital. Give this a bit of a sharpen here. So I don't know if you have any recommendations of what we could do next week. Although next week's Easter, so I don't know if I should do one then. I'll have to see. I remember I did I drew one of these live with an entomologist on Instagram. So that was a lot of fun. I feel like that because my guest on the last podcast was talking about drawing spiders, that maybe I was subconsciously influenced by him with this, but I have drawn spiders before, and I did think about invertebrates. So maybe there was a bit of influence. Just make sure that I bring enough white into these. There's a name for them, but the front kind of paws here that they have. Some people didn't like the idea of a spider when I shared it on Twitter, and I can appreciate that. But these are cute, and I think it challenges everyone to kind of think about what you're drawing, try something different. Different textures, different shapes. Once again, I forgot to set up my music. I'm bringing in the white first, and then I'm gonna drop in the color here for his front things here. Getting close to the legs beginning. using them to come in with a little bit of just an outline. And then I should try and define this leaf here a little bit, since the edge here is pretty prominent. So once again, I'm just trying to set kind of almost like a base layer of the white. And I'm going to extend this leg down onto the top of the leaf, just so I get a sense of where I think one of his little front feet will land. And then we've got a back foot in here. Could be interesting to do a future one where we just use one color. I mean, as opposed to just doing pencil, just using a specific color. Just gonna move my mic a little bit here. So a little bit angled, but that's kind of what he's looking like so far. Have it angled a little bit just so I can see it. And I'm going to bring this little foot down beside the other foot. Continue on with this. What will be the plant, and then we've got the spider bits in behind here, so I'm probably going to have to use, I either do the background or I bring in some browns in that for the undercarriage, lack of a better word, that you would see beyond the spider itself. The outer edge of this leg is complicated because I think there's a knee up here. Knee? Spider knee. So this is what, leg number 4 I'm working on here. Bring in some color here shortly. Once I finish these 2 legs, hanging off the edge here on his right, his or her. So I'm just going to drag this leg down. Almost done. The legs, and then I'll come out with some color. Just going to bring in some highlights here on the leaf. Go. Just doing this front edge of the leaf with a little bit of white because I can bring that into the green as I bring the green in. Okay. Why don't we go in with some yellow and orange across the top here and see what I can pull off in here. I need like a different yellow. I'm just going to mute this mic here because it'll be easier for you. Okay. I need my black. round out these eyes here and get them right. I don't know if that's more distracting than maybe it being off. All right, I need a bright yellow. I think a light chrome yellow would be good. Just around the bottom edge of the eyes here. I'm going to bring in some orange and then lighten it up. With my yellow. Not a super colorful image, but I thought it was kind of fun to try. It doesn't necessarily always have to be the most colorful photo or image that you have to draw. Bringing in a little bit more orange here around the eyes, and then I'm going to come in with black to help define those sections. A little yellow over here. So I want this to stand out, so I'm just going to come in under the eye here. And then between the eyes, and just try and work to kind of outline these eyes by putting a little shadow on kind of like the bottom eyelid. Maybe we should bring in some, I'll use my other white because it's nice tip on it here. Bring in some of these hairs on the top. All right. I'm just going to sharpen this pencil. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, so let's bring in a little bit of brown in here. I think I'm going to have to make the white stand out a little bit more. Yes, I'm actually using some purple here in the middle because there's a little bit there, and I just want to highlight that. I wonder if I should change my lighting. I feel like it's too bright. I won't, because my remotes are, I think, under my colored pencil box, and that'll be loud. Okay, so some more brown in here. Why don't I come in with a little bit stronger white? If I do one next week, maybe, if I do one, because it's Easter, maybe it needs to be more spring or Easter based. Not a bunny. It could be a bunny, but maybe a hare. Not your typical Easter bunny. Already people doing wonderful stuff like that, so. Interesting paper. It's a little bit too rough, I think, for what I'd like normally. But, you know, you don't get to places unless you try a few things. Experiment along the way. there is some black that I'm going to highlight here. And then down around the bottom. Of his front little bits here, we're going to bring a little bit of black, but just a light bit, just to smooth out that edge. And then probably bring it up into here a little bit. There we go. I don't know if I should keep doing it here every week or if I should maybe go back to Instagram. I feel like this is more accessible, and from a user standpoint, having this open on a computer is probably easier. Okay, so let's get some of this orange out in here. Some of the legs, I'm going to just lighten this up a little bit. There we go. Need to make sure that to draw the kind of the shadows in here, because it isn't like a ball of hairs on his little front things. The hairs kind of fall randomly, so I need to make sure that I highlight some of that. Wow, the color's really off on my phone. I think it's the lights have really changed the color here. Okay, back to a little bit more orangey bits on his legs, her legs, its legs. Jackalope. Yeah, jackalope. We should draw a jackalope. What was that? I don't remember what show that was where jackalope, was it? I feel like it was on Full House. Maybe they talked about jackalope. I also feel like maybe it was on oh, what was that show? It was Super Dave Osborne. I feel like maybe they talked about jackalope on there too. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit of orange back here for its body. And then there's some in here. And I'm going to turn that orange around. Turn that orange upside down. Yeah, I'm going to bring in a bit of brown, I think, and just, I don't know what I'm talking about. orange in this other leg here. Feel it easier to do that and then come in and just lighten it a little bit more. And then I can darken the edge a little bit here. Once again, it's not important to get this exactly right. It's kind of your interpretation of the spider. And maybe what I'm going to do is actually, for his front feet, I'm going to drop in a few lines of dark brown. Okay, let's start with a little bit of green here. I really want to see how that's going to work. So I'm going with a really light, what color is this? This is cadmium yellow lemon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually work right just in this area here. And then we're going to come up and try and work around the white that's there. And then this peters off into a different green. So I'm going to try that. And then let's see if I can get darker in here. Oops. Oh, I hate when the tip breaks off the lead. Let's come in with a, which one is this? This is Hooker's Green. Perfect. I love Hooker's Green in watercolor. This is a little bit lighter than a normal Hooker's Green, or one in the Daniel Smith palette. But I think it will help to even highlight some of this up here on the outside of the leaf. We could go even with a different green in here under the front edge of the leaf. So how many pencils do I have? Probably holding 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 at once. Once again, those colors are really weird in the video. Okay, so I need to go back to this. Oops, sorry about that. Is it the cadmium? Yeah. I want to go as light as possible with this yellow, where the leaf interacts with the spider. Let's get the foot there defined. I don't know. I'm going to take this purple out because I don't think I need that anymore. If I can bring in a little bit of white here for his little legs on his little feet. Or the hair on his legs, I mean. Okay, so I'm going to bring in some more. Let's go a stage lighter with the green. We'll go to a grass green. Just across the top here. Blend it a little bit. And then below it, and then I think I'm going to try just to soften that edge of the leaf. Alright, I've got too many pencils here. I'm going to have to, oops, sorry about that. Pull some of the yellows out. Alright. Get this top part here of the leaf defined. I hope all of you are planning to have a good week. And if there's anything I can change in these live draws, please let me know. You have to do it here, or you can send me a message. The time 1:51. We'll get most of this done by 2:30. I said earlier, I'm glad that I was able to schedule this and then log into it, which is the problem I had the first time. It wouldn't let me log in, so happy about that. Where's my white? Blocked. Oh, that looks better with that light. Okay, it's going to be loud here for a sec. 1 sec. if I kill one of these lights. Not that one. This one. Oh, that may be. Maybe that looks better. What do you think? I think that looks a little bit better washed out before. Once again, not exactly as I see it, but I feel like that looks better. So hard because I'm working with this with the iPhone. That's what you're looking at. I have another camera that I could use, but I feel like the iPhone is a better camera. And maybe turn this back on. Yeah, because I'm not seeing these greens right. Yeah. Okay, let's get some more hairs on the spider. Now he has some black hairs over here. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the angle of the photo, but why he has black hairs on one side and white on the other. A busy work week again this week, so I can't help but think about that stuff. I don't know. I admire those who completely shut it off, but it's hard. I was thinking about the next work thing. Let's get some more white up here. Is an odd, like trying to get some of these reflections right is really tough because I don't think there's a lot of surfaces to have the light reflect on. There we go. All right, so let's bring this this leg down here. That's going to go into the green. Okay, we're getting there. Hope yours is going okay. Whatever you're drawing. Doesn't have to be the same thing. Okay, so let's bring some more green in here. You can see it doesn't. There's a fair bit of tooth in this paper, so it kind of rejects a lot of the colored pencil I'm trying to throw down, but it makes for an interesting look. Not a painterly look necessarily, but a different look. I think may need a different green. So if I come in there, it's a bit of experimentation here, but I'm wondering if I do that, and then I come in with the hunters, can I get a nicer transition? Maybe that looks better. Okay, I'm going to go back up here. Now the real challenging bit is going to be photographing this because, yeah, it's really dark, and it plays tricks on the iPhone camera. So just going to soften this edge of the leaf here. I feel that's too sharp. Try and bring in some green here for the on top of this chromium yellow. Just try to push the edge a little bit here. It's really hard on this paper with these pencils to do a blur effect. The other thing I should maybe try doing next time is also streaming to Twitch. I do have a Twitch account, but no content. not going to go too far down, I think, with this green. Just bring this into like a subtle transition, a fade. I'm laying down lots of green here just because then I can come in and be more fixated on the leaf itself. These little bits under the leaf, these little specks. So we'll run this to near 230. So I'm just going to come in under this front edge of the, trying to keep this in view here, the front edge of the leaf to get the drop off. Wow, the colors are really off. when I look over and I see the feed, it's like, oh no. Maybe the next time I will do it on back to Instagram, as opposed to always doing it here. The audio won't be as good, and yeah, I guess the video won't either, but it's probably worth considering the difference. Really not happy with how this bottom of the leaf is going here. This paper is really challenging. All right, so let's come in. Let's work on the spider for a bit. I'm intentionally going in there with the orange with the intent of coming in with the black. Just to help define that a little bit. And then coming in darker here. And right under it. And I'm going to want to just try and take out some of the a little bit too much white in these areas. Again, I chose this not because it was just challenging for you, possibly, but also for me. That's why I decided to try it in colored pencil on this paper. So I'm just going to try and just darken up this part of the leaf a little bit. And then, oops, maybe we'll bring in a little bit again. Just lighten that a little bit up top there. Okay, I'm gonna try and bring in a little bit more black in here in the whiskers. I was gonna try acrylic for the first time last night, but didn't get around to it. Maybe this evening. So as always, whatever you draw, just you can post and tag me on Instagram or Twitter, and I will share it. I'm also going to try and do more reels. I'm having kind of fun with that. And I did the whole thing on my iPhone. I've got Final Cut and everything on my computer, but I am trying it on my iPhone with LumaFusion because I think it's fun to challenge yourself a little bit. Different platforms and all that stuff, right? I want to get these eyes just popping a little bit more. So many people scared of spiders. They freak out at the sight of them, right? They are so beneficial to us. I'm not a huge fan of spiders, but I think I'm trying to be a little bit more sensitive to them and their role. I'm going to bring a bit more of a point to this black that I've got. Now I'm going to bring in a little bit more. Maybe I need a maybe more like a burnt ochre here. Going back to the black here again and again, just trying to get, maybe I can bring some more white in here too. more white on this leg. Not really pushing too hard on the blur here, the depth of field effect. Just because I feel like this paper isn't giving me what I need. Realize I'm a bit out of frame here. Okay, we're going to darken a little bit more of the bottom part of his little front things. I really should. I feel like they maybe start with a P. So get there. I think whatever I finish in the next 10 minutes will be the end of it. Hi, Claudia. Thank you. Well, unless you're if you're complimenting the photo, then yes. I'm having fun with this though. It's challenging me a little bit. I feel like I need a bit more white up here. Yeah, my drawing, I'm trying to make it a little bit cute, but I'm not sure it's coming off as cute. This photo, which I found on Unsplash, is certainly showing a cute spider. And let's bring this in here. A little bit more white. At least I feel the YouTube, the technical bits I've sorted out, so that's good. But as I said before, I think I may do the next one on Instagram. So I'm just bringing in white and then I'm cutting off the corners there with the black. Get the separation of these legs here a little bit. So I will post this on my Instagram when I'm done. You could choose to share it with me and tag me. I will share it that way. If you just want to send me what you did separately, that's cool too. Almost done. I've had a few people ask me if I wanted to do like something more instructional, and I don't think at this point I would do that. I'm still playing with the idea of a couple of tutorials around some of what I do. But I don't want this to be strict. I don't want people to feel bad. I just want everyone to come in and draw something, work on something, even just having this in the background. I mean, I do that sometimes with even my day job. Something that I can have playing in the background is nice. Okay, I think I'm going to darken these areas around the eyes just a little bit more. Tighten them up. And up here too. Dropping a few little highlights. The advantage with the black paper is you can leave black where it's black, and you can always come back in easily with highlights. Normally you'd have to be mindful of that and struggle with it a bit. I think that's about it. Maybe I'll just consider it done and put my name at the bottom here. We'll consider that done. Maybe I'll turn off the, there we go, a little bit better. I think that was good for today. An hour and a half of just hanging out and drawing. So I think that's it. Thank you, Claudia, and everybody else who's here, JC and Tabitha, and anyone else who's popped in. Thank you so much for being part of this today. I hope you all have a great week. And as I said before, if you're going to share it, just tag me. And yeah, this was fun. I enjoyed it. And let me know if you have a thought about what you want to do next. I will take it into consideration. Otherwise, anyway, take care of yourselves. Have a good week. And I'm not sure if I can do it next week, but follow my social media and I'll figure it out. But if I do, I will notify you on both. I'll do it on Twitter as well as Instagram. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Have a good one and see you later.